Hi, welcome to another video. What I'm going to do today is to try and make a lathe just out of my workbench here. So just to show how easy it is just to make a lathe turn some wood. So I'm going to use some old bits of wood, I'm going to use my drill, and that will be the thing that rotates the wood, and I'll clamp it all together in my workbench. So let's see how it goes. I'm using a large hole drill bit with teeth that will dig into the wood that I'm going to be turning. I'm now measuring and cutting the main section of the wooden lathe. I'm making sure this is a perfect right angle for accuracy. I'm drilling holes for the timber bolts to go through. These are the timber bolts that I'm going to be using. Now I can fit the end block, and I'm clamping this in place just to make sure it's in the exact position. Ready to go. Solid. I'm now marking exactly where I want to drill the hole for the wood that I'll be turning to go. I'm using a screw for the wood that I'm going to be turning to sit onto. I'm making sure this is blunt so it doesn't drive into the wood too much. Now I'm going to measure and cut exactly how big I want the wood that I'll be turning. I'm marking the central position for accuracy, as I want the wood that I'm going to be turning to be dead central. I'm making sure the drill end is fixed firmly. Okay, now to fit the bit of wood that I'm going to be working. Yeah, it turns, but it doesn't stay in position. I'm going to use a ratchet strap just to pull it tight, as the whole frame section is flexing just a bit too much. There's another problem. The wood that I'm turning has started to screw into the end bolt, even though I've made sure the drill is set anti-clockwise. I need to make sure I get a blunter bolt to go in here. Let's try this bolt. And now I'm filing it, so it's going to be nice and flat. Yeah, that works. Now I'm going to make a rest for my chisel to sit on. I'm just clamping 2 bits of wood down. Disclaimer. Make sure you conduct a risk assessment prior to operating any equipment. Make sure you think of your own safety and others whilst operating a homemade lathe. I'm using a hand clamp to keep the drill on. Oh well, that didn't work again. The drill bit I was using was not holding the bit of wood centrally. So I'm going to use this. It's another wood drill bit, and it will hold it in position more firmly. Great, that turns the wood. But will it work? It seems to work okay, but it's still rubbing on the end. I've just brought it inside here, and I'm just going to sort it out, because this bit here is catching. It's not moving freely enough. So I think what I need to do is just reconfigure this bit here, because by the tension of it pulling together and having to put this strap on, it was causing the bolts to actually go too far into the bit of timber. So what I'm going to do is to try this. I've got a nut and a bolt and a washer and a wood screw. So I'll hammer the nuts just into this bit of wood, and then that wood screw will go through, and the washer here will then act a bit like a bearing. So I'll just take it all to bits again to fit that part. Okay, I'll take this old bolt out that wasn't quite working that well. So this is pretty solid, it's held up okay. And then what I'll do is to put this through here, so I just need to drill the hole a little bit bigger. Just test that works. That works okay, that's big enough. So then now I need to get the nuts just there, so I'll just hammer them in. I'll just place a nut centrally over the hole and then give it a whack. I think I might need to drill the hole a little bit bigger. I'll just drill the hole just slightly bigger. Yeah, that seems to work. let's see if that works. So then the washer just goes on the drill bit, and then that goes through there, and that should turn freely. So let's put it back together, we'll take it outside and see how it goes. Yeah, it works. Okay, now for one more try. It's working, but it's so slow. There's got to be a quicker way. Well, that unfortunately didn't work effectively enough with the drill, so actually it was quicker to sand this down with the belt sander. So that was much quicker to do it like that, but it's not as uniform as it would be if you were going to turn it in a lathe. So I think it's better to buy a lathe rather than try to fashion one out of wood. It flexes too much. I think you've seen other videos on YouTube where people have made them, but actually it just flexes too much, and you need it nice and rigid, so it's better to be made out of metal to do that. So what I'm going to do with this now is sand it down by hand and then seal it, drill a couple of holes in it, and that will then fix onto my garden roller. So on the next video I'll show you how I'm going to refurbish my garden roller and attach this. So thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for some more DIY videos.